Hello people, I'm Bharat Acharya. Welcome to our new lecture. So today I'm doing a very important program in C, program to exchange two variables. This can be done with a temporary variable. It can also be done without a temporary variable. I'm going to show you both methods. How important is this question? By itself, it can be asked whether it's your theory exam or your practicals. This could be your main question, or this would be a part of some question that you're solving. Have you heard of palindrome program? Yeah, one of the most frequently asked program, requires exchange. Have you heard of matrices, programs where matrix are used, like matrix transposition, requires an exchange. Sorting, I'm sure all of you will have heard and you know it is there in your list of most important questions, requires an exchange, and so on. I can go on the whole list, string reversal, and so on. So many programs require this part as a part of the program. So it could be used there, or it could be a whole question if you're really lucky. Now, both methods are very simple. I'm going to show you the program for both of them. Let's begin. Especially students of Mumbai University, you have your exams coming up very soon. So, you know, I have my whole course of C programming on my website. I'm also the author of textbooks for Mumbai and Pune University for C programming. So, you want all the programs, either refer to my textbook, you want to learn all of C, go to my website, take the whole course. That is where I'm explaining everything in detail, the whole language. There are about 40 plus videos covering far more than what your syllabus is. I've also gone halfway into DSA in that course itself, because I don't like to put a stop. If somebody has that question, it should be answered. Anyway, so over there I've explained what is this hash include, what is int main, why do we write int main, how is it better than void main, what is this return 0 and all that. Today, in these videos that I'm making, these are free for YouTube. Here I'm just giving you the pinpoint solution to those 10-15 most likely asked programs, so that even students who cannot afford to buy online courses, even for them, at least there is someone explaining the most important programs. By doing these series that I'm doing right now, it'll take care of your practical exam. If you're a student who's only studying for exams, yeah, this is good. If you're a student who really wants to learn, build your foundation, make your programming skills strong, so that tomorrow when you go to Java, you go to Python, you go to R, you go to all those bigger languages, your foundation is super strong. Then it's just changing the language. The method of sorting is the same, whether it's in C or Java or VB. The method of exchange is the same. The same program with the same logic will work in Java. All that will change is a little bit definitions of variables. That's all. So if you want to make a strong foundation, go ahead on my website, take the whole course and learn everything in detail. If you just focus that you want to clear your practical exam, you don't want to be embarrassed, you're typing a program, examiner standing right behind you and you have no idea what you're doing, you don't want to be in that situation, watch all of these videos. These are free. They're going to be on YouTube. They're for you. Now, let's begin. So, first thing what I have done is I've just given a title to the program. This is my habit. I do it in every program right from my college days. Because when you run the program and you get an output, the output should make sense. C by Bharat Acharya, one line I've drawn, and then exchange using temp variable. This is the title of the program. Here our actual program output will come. So I like to give this. It's not compulsory, of course. You may not give it. If you're wondering what is this is the prompt that comes below. This is not a part of the program. This is just a prompt. If you use VS Code, if you just download VS Code and use it, you'll get a very silly prompt which has the whole directory and folder and file address. You can always modify it. I have modified it. Obviously, I've kept my own name. You can keep whatever name you want to. All that I've taught in the course of C here that is not a concern. Our concern is to do the actual program of exchanging two variables. Now, the first method, using a temp variable. It is very simple. Before I start, just one advice which I give to all students. Half your battle with programming is won when you stop being scared of it. Stop being scared. Okay? It is my responsibility to make you understand it. Just pay attention. 5 minutes and this will be done. I have two variables, A and B. A is 2, B is 3. Are you with me? So, A is 2, B is 3. After the exchange, A should become 3, B should become 2. Do you understand that? How do I do it? Should I take the value of A and directly put it into B? A is equal to B, B is equal to A. Should I write it like that? No. If I take the value of A and put it into B, the value of B will be lost. Then how will I get the original value of B back? So that's not possible. So what do I need to do? Yes, see, you understood it yourself. Take the value of A into a third variable called temp. Let's say I am temp. This is A, this is B, I am temp. Take the value of A, put it into temp. So temp is equal to 2. Okay, you got to pay attention. A was 2, B was 3. Last time I'm revising. A was 2, B was 3. First step, temp is equal to A. So temp becomes 2. Are you clear? Now temp has that value 2 secure. Now A is free. Put the value of B into A. A is equal to B. When you say A is equal to B, the value of B comes into A. So A becomes 3. A is done. A can go home. It was 2, it has become 3, it's done. B is still 3. It wants 2. Where will it get 2 from? From temp. Temp will put the value to B. So B is equal to temp. By writing B is equal to temp, the value of temp goes to B. B becomes 2. So A becomes 3, B becomes 2. Done. Exchange is over. It is so simple. So simple. One amongst you all will be the lucky student who will pick up the chit which will say write a program to exchange two numbers. Do you understand how simple this was? What were you getting scared of? Come on, all programs are simple. They are bigger, but they are simple. Like I said, first thing, stop being scared. So just repeat the logic once for me and then I will start the code. What do? This is A, this is B, this is temp. First, temp is equal to A. A is equal to B. B is equal to temp. Say it again, say it again, say it again, shabash. Temp is equal to A. A is equal to B. B is equal to temp. This is your exchange program. Are you all clear? Now, for this to work, first of all, A, B, temp, these three variables must be defined. Are you clear? So I have defined these variables. In modern languages like VS Code, you can define variables anywhere in the program, in modern IDEs. But in the original IDE, that was 𝗕𝗵𝗿𝗁, the development platform, it was a rule to define variables only in the beginning. In fact, that's always a good method. I have given you explanation of all of this in the course. See, there is a lot of detail about it. Here I'm teaching you the programs. There I've taught programming, the whole concept behind every statement that we write. Anyway, so long story short, always declare variables at the top. Simple. If you declare them anywhere, then when you want to know whether you declared a variable or not, you have to search everywhere. If you have a habit of declaring everything at the top, you just have to look at this first line. If it is declared, it would be here. Otherwise, it's not declared. So simple. There are other reasons also, but I've given you the simplest reason. Anyway, so I've declared A, B, temp. I have not given them values. So some students, they're very naive. They're very silly. They do this. And they run the program. Arey, my friend, how can you give the values of A and B? If you know the values of A and B, then why are you exchanging? Just write them inverse, reverse, and they are exchanged. Then why do you have to do this whole code? Do you understand that? You can't feed the values of A and B. The values of A and B will be given by the user. You will ask the user to enter the value of A, enter the value of B, and capture those values. Are you clear? In the practical exam, when you finish the program, you call your teacher. What? The teacher will just look at the program and say, okay, good, 25 out of 25, go home. No, the teacher wants to run the program. The teacher will enter any random values of A and B, including values that you never thought they will enter, like 0. One of them they could enter as 0. They could even enter negative numbers. They want to test whether your program works in every condition or not. Are you all clear? And for that, they will come and enter values. For that, you have to accept values at runtime, not predefine the values. So, prompt, printf. By printf, you're giving a message on the screen. What message? Enter A. You're telling the user, enter the value of A. Are you all clear? I've just kept a tab space so that everything is aligned. So, enter A. Here, the user will enter A on the screen. Are you clear? That A will be captured by you by doing a scanf. By printf, you display something. By scanf, you take something from the screen. Are you clear? They are the output and input statements when you're working with a screen. So scanf, %d, and A. Now, if you're wondering what was this, don't worry. I will explain. It's my job. I will explain. Don't worry. I'm not going to cut corners there. I'm not going to explain the main instructions. Look here. I've just zoomed it so that you can see it more clearly. Now, scanf, in scanf, you are saying scan, formatted scan. That means scan the screen. What are you expecting? Whatever you are expecting to get, you have put in this quotation marks. What have I put in this quotation marks? %d. That means I'm saying I'm expecting an integer value. If this was a character value, I would write %c. if it was a float value, I would write %f. Are you clear? So you are telling what are you expecting the user to enter. So you expecting the user to enter an integer. So hence the name %d. So this will capture, the cursor will wait there waiting for you to type a number. What you type will be captured. You are saying capture it and store it at the address of A. Many students wonder why we write this and A, ampersand it's called, simply and. Why do we write and A? And A means at the address of. So now read this whole statement and tell me what does it mean. Wait for the user to press a number, capture the number and store it at the address of A. You have a variable A. Whatever you have captured will be stored now in this variable. So now what you have entered becomes the value of A. Are you clear? Similarly, now that you understood this, similarly after A, capture B. Just copy paste. Yeah. Copy paste. So enter A, similarly enter B. Are you clear? So I have entered B and captured B. So I have told the user enter the B and I have captured the value B. So now I have got my A and B with me. Now I will do the exchange. This is the exchange. Finally, what I will do is display A and B. So printf, first show the message after the exchange. You know what \n does? It drops a line. So it will show after the exchange, go to the next line and then display the result. Are you clear? So after the exchange, I want to display the value of A and B. You can display it in one line or you can display it in two lines. How you like to do it is up to you. I like to display separately on two separate lines because I don't like to unnecessarily write complex statements which students don't understand. I'm teaching you. So this is how I like to do it, but you may do it the way you want. Okay. I'm unzooming it so that everything fits on the screen. Yeah. So printf. Now understand the statement. Printf A. See, your exchange is over. Exchange is done. But you also have to show the result, right? This is the showing the result part. Printf. In printf, whatever you write in these quotation marks, the part that I've highlighted, what comes in this quotation marks is what you want to display. So what are you displaying? A is equal to the value of A. Something has to put the value of A. So you put a placeholder over here, %d. %d means integer will come. %f means floating point will come. %c means character will come. A is an integer. So %d. And who is putting the value over here? A. So this %d will get the value from this live variable A. So whatever is the value of A right now will come over here. Are you clear? And this \n means after displaying this, a line will be left. You go to the next line. And similarly, Control-C, V. Copy paste. So B is equal to, and I'm displaying the value of B. So this is our whole program. Look here. This was the title of the program. I keep switching between Mac and Windows. Right now I'm on Mac. So the control key and the function key keep changing their position. That's the reason why sometimes you'll see that fumbling. Anyway, because some of the classes where I teach in a lot of classes. So some premises don't support Mac. Otherwise, my default de facto place to work is Mac. But yes, if they don't support Mac, then you have to use Windows. And then the keyboard changes. So you just keep fumbling between the two. Anyway, teacher problems. So coming back, this is the title of the program. This is where you are accepting A and B. This is where you're doing the actual exchange. This is the core of the program. You get this right, you get half the marks already if these three steps are right. What are the steps? temp is equal to A is equal to B is equal to temp. And lastly, this is where you're showing the result. And if you want to drop a line, if you want to leave a line before you show the result, you can put a printf \, and you can use this as lavishly as you want. Nobody even looks at them while giving marks. You use them, you don't use them. That's up to you how you want your output to look like. Now, let's run. There you go. Enter the value of A. What? 55. Okay. Whatever comes to your mind. Enter the value of B. 77. After the exchange, A becomes 77, B becomes 55. So yes, they have got exchange. Everything is perfect. Please tell me, did you understand? Let's say that is B. After the operation, A is 77, B is 55. Are you clear? Do you see there is a line drop? That line drop was this printf. If I remove this line, How do you remove? Just comment it out. By doing those 2 lines, you've commented. Now this line doesn't make a difference to your program. Though it appears like it's there in the program, but it's not there. It won't be executed. Now let's run it. 3 and 4. After the exchange 4 and 3, you saw this message got stuck to this, so I didn't want that to happen. Of course, I've typed all these programs 1,000 times, so I knew that that's going to happen. That's the reason why I had left the line already. Let's say -8 and 0. After the operation, 0 and -8. It should work for every number. That's when your program is right. And these are the kind of things the teacher will enter when they come to check your program. Are you clear? So you also, before you call the teacher, check for these weird numbers and see whether they work or not. Now, this was the first form of exchange. Now, the second form of exchange without using temporary variables. I hope you understood this. You know what's the best thing to do? You know what? The moment I finish this video, or the moment you finish watching this video, open your platform. You can type it in 𝗕𝗵𝗿𝗁 if your 𝗕𝗵𝗿 is installed. You can do it on VS Code if VS Code is installed. If nothing is installed, go to Google, type online C compiler. All right. There are hundreds of them. Any of them will open up. Over there, type your program, run the program, you'll get your result. Is that clear? I take classes, physical classes, in a batch of 50 students. I tell everybody to get their laptops. Those who have, they get. Maybe 10, 15 don't have. No problem. What they do this on the phone. Not first program, not 7th program, up to the 15th lecture, up to the end. Those programs that go up to 2, 3, 4 pages, they sit and type out. Of course, first time if you type, you're not going to type that program, but all those lectures, they've been doing it till the last lecture. You will see students typing 4, 5 page programs on the phone. Are you clear? That's sincerity. That's how you learn. Okay, just by watching me do it, you have not learned. You have to do it. That's when you understand how much important every part over here is. That quotation, that bracket, that comma, that and not being here. Why was the and here? Because what you capture has to be stored at this address, at the address of A. But when you're displaying, you're not displaying the address of A, you're displaying the value of A. So here you'll just have A, whereas here you will have and A. Are you clear? So anyway. So this was your first program, exchange using temporary variable. Now, I'm just making a second copy of this file, exchange 1. This is going to be exchange without using a temporary variable. Without. So I'm removing the line temp. Now there's no temp variable. Of course, I'll remove this. Do you understand the method of capturing this data, the values, and the method of displaying the values is the same? So all that will change is your code program. Again, like the previous one, it's a 3-line program. Very simple. Come on, pay attention here. This is your second program that we are doing. I have 2 variables, A and B. Again, what was A? Come on, those who are paying attention. What was A? 2. What was B? 3. After the program, they should be reversed. My teacher has told very clearly without using temporary variable. If you use temporary variable, you won't get marks. You will say it exchange. Yeah, let it exchange. But the question clearly says without using temporary variables. So I have A, I have B. What do I do? First, make the total. Store it in, not in a third variable. You're not allowed to use a third variable. So store the total in A. So A was 2, B was 3. Now A has become 5. How do you do that? A is equal to A plus B. Are you clear? So A has become 5. Let me write a comment over here for the sake of understanding knowledge. Understanding your concept, A is equal to 5. Are you clear? Now, I have got the total in A. From this total, first B will get what it wants to get. What does B have? 3. Correct? A was 2, B was 3. What should B become? 2. What is A? 5. A is the total of A and B. From this total, if you subtract the original value of B, you will get the original value of A. The total is A plus B. From this total, if you subtract the original value of B, you will get the original value of A. Tell me, did you understand this? And that value I'll put in B. So, B is equal to A minus B. Do not get scared at all. The moment you get scared is when you lose. Is when you're out. So don't get scared. What was A? Come on, help me. A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3. I'm just taking sample values for the sake of understanding. Okay. Originally A was 2, B was 3. Now A has become 5. Have I touched B in this line? Have I touched B? No. So A is 5, but B is still 3. Correct? B is 3. What does B want? 2. What is A? 5. If I do B is equal to this total minus the original value of B, I will get the original value of A, which will come in B. So B is equal to A minus B. Just do this, just evaluate this. B is equal to A minus B. What is A? 5. What is B? 3. 5 minus 3 is 2. So B gets the value of 2. A so far is still 5. Please tell me, did you understand? A is still the total. B is 2. B has got its value. B was 3. B has got 2. B's job is done. Now, who needs the value? A. A wants the original value of B. A has the total. From this total, if you subtract the value of B, which is the original value of A, if you subtract the value of B, you will get the original value of B. Don't worry. You will understand. Don't worry at all. This is a program which you try to explain, it's more complicated. You see with an example, you understand like this. Come on. A is equal to A minus B. You will say, sir, hello, what is wrong with you? Both lines are same. Both lines are same, but they do different things. B is equal to A minus B. At this point, B originally was 3. So B has now become 2. Now when I do this statement, A is equal to A minus B. Please tell me, what is A? Come on, look here. What is A? 5. What is B? 2. So A will be 5 minus 2. That means A will become 3. Are you clear? And B I have not touched. B will remain what it was. B was 2. So B will be 2. And B will be 2 means you have done your exchange. Your 2 and 3 have now become 3 and 2. Job done. Let's see. These were our sample values. Let's run the program. Let's see whether it works. 77. A is 77. B is 33. After the operation, A is 33, B is 77 without using a temporary variable. Tell me, what was the logic? Come on now, confidently, like you're explaining it to a friend who has not seen this video and you want to impress that person. How do you explain this logic? You have two variables, A and B. Add them, let the total come in A. From this total, subtract the value of B. You will get the original value of A. Put that in B. Again, from this total, subtract this new value of B, which means the original value of A. Subtract this, you will get the original value of B, which you put in A. Did you understand? First, form the total. From the total, subtract the value of B. Again, subtract the value of B. The first time you subtract the value of B, put the result in B. So B changes. The key is B has changed over here. Tell me, did you understand this? B was 3. B has become 2 over here. And then again, when you do 5 minus 2, A will get the value 3. So that is how they are exchanged. Again, if you take any, like I said, it should work for anything. 0, minus 8 and 0. Please tell me, it should work for all values. If it doesn't work for all values, then it's not right. Are you clear? So this was the program to exchange two variables. Like I said, you will need it at several places. Numerous programs require exchange, and by itself, it's a question. Even this is a question. Write a program to exchange two variables with and without a temporary variable. That means there are two parts to the question. Are you clear? So I have explained both of them to you. Practice it. Only when you write it, it will actually register over here. Like this, I'm going to solve all the frequently asked questions. Of course, as much as the human capacity I'll solve, and I'll put it out on YouTube. But this is from your exam point of view. In the course, all of these and much more, there are more than 40 programs, 40 lectures. Each lecture has 3-4 programs. So yeah, I haven't even counted totally how many, but I'm sure more than 85-90 programs are there in the course where I've explained everything, every aspect of the program, every twist possible in the question, including gate questions, including programs asked in various universities. I've solved papers of Mumbai University, Bangalore University, and individual questions of various universities, which I found interesting. I've solved those. How important it is to be a good programmer in C, especially in first sem. So most, whom I want to watch this video the most, number one, first semester people, first year people. This is your beginning of programming. Make this foundation absolutely strong. I've said already in the lecture. After C, you will move to Java, you will move to Python, you will move to different languages, even SQL Server. I've worked in all of them. The skill of programming is the same. The process of finding highest, sorting, adding numbers, running a menu, using functions, passing parameters, declaring arrays, working with 2D arrays, the concepts are exactly the same. They won't change. Both these programs will do the exact same logic, whether it was in C, Java, Python, any language possible. Are you clear? So what happens when you move to another language? You don't have the baggage to learn programming. That's done. You just have to adapt to the new language. When you go into a company, they would be using a different language altogether than what you learned. But you know programming. So all that will happen is you just have to learn that 1 month, 2 month orientation where you learn the nuances of the new language. You learn that. You have the whole experience of programming. You carry that experience now into the new language. So yes, it is absolutely important to be a good programmer in C so that your remaining semesters of engineering are a smooth sailing. I say this in first year. Okay, tell me honestly, lecture is pretty much over. Just 1 minute I'm taking of yours. In first year, tell me how many students in a class really write programs? Now be honest. Okay, be honest. If it's a class of 50, how many people actually write every assignment? 5, 10 maybe. The remaining copy. Their best friends make the first copy, then their friends make the second copy, then the others don't even change the copy. They just directly copy it and put it into the journal because they know nobody's actually going to check them. Anyway, that's the story. That's how it is. But that's how it has been for decades. So basically 10 out of 50 is 20%. 20% students in first year actually write programs. The remaining copy. This 20% becomes 20% students in final year who get the best of the jobs. Ask yourself again. I'm sure you're aware of the placement scenario in your own college. Does everybody get a dream job? 5, 10, 15 people from a class really get good jobs. The others get ordinary jobs. Some don't even get. It's the same ratio. Don't overlook what is glaring evidence in front of you. The same 15 to 20% who start programming from first year are the same 15 to 20% who get the best of the jobs, whose career takes a flying start. So don't create this gap right from Sem 1. You don't touch programming in Sem 1. Many people say, I'll do other subjects, programming I'll do later. Sem 2, what happens? You have created a gap. The others have moved forward. You have a lot of catching up to do. Sem 3, even bigger gap. After a point, you just leave it. You don't try. And then 8th semester when placements are going on, what do you think they ask you in placements? Tell me, your placement interview is going on. Right now, after this video, watch any Amazon, Google, any placement, mock placement interviews. There are thousands of those videos on YouTube. Watch them. What do you think they do? They ask you theory questions? You think they ask you mathematical formulae? Are you serious? What do they ask you? Programs. This is what is going to give you your job. And you're competing with AI. I read a very interesting article the other day, just 2 days back. It came, I posted in all my classes groups to all my students. The next gen students who are passing out of engineering are not only competing with others, they're also competing with AI. Companies want students who can write programs better than AI. They take a sample code of AI, give it in the interview, tell the student, make it better. That's the level. You do that, and you are going to get your jobs. And it's not going to happen in one day. Being a good programmer is not only a bag of knowledge, but is also a bag of experience. There are lots of things which you learn, which no textbook, no teacher can teach you. You only learn by the experience of writing programs. And when you have both these vital things with you, all your knowledge of programs and your experience of 4 years of coding, that's when you can tackle the best of the questions in interview, and that's when you get those best of the jobs. So start programming right from Sem 1. So that's what I said. I want especially you people, first year students, to watch this video the most, and the others who I want, the second most important people to watch this videos are people who are ready for placements. There is a whole lot of fourth year students or 6 sem, 7 sem, 8 sem students when placements happen. There's a whole lot of them who don't know programming. I'm very serious. I've been into education since 24 years. So I know what I'm saying. In a class of 50, there are a good 20 to 25 people who just cannot write simplest program, let's say, of sorting or a loop within a loop or a nested if else. They just don't know. You ask them these questions, they just have a blank face. You can't get good jobs in interviews. You'll have to really look for companies which don't entertain programmers at all, and that is very, very small portion. Most of the jobs, most of the placements are with companies which are into programming, where they want people who have programming skills. So if your interview is just, if your placement season is started and you are expecting your placement calls to happen in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, you are the kind of people whom I want to watch this video, either the first year students or definitely the final year students. Okay, and if you're in the middle, of course, whenever you wake up and you decide, yes, I want to start learning programming, I don't want to keep everything right at the last moment. The last moment you can get all the knowledge. Yes, you can read 10 books and get all the knowledge of a programming language. You can't get experience. You can't get 4 years experience in 2 months. That's not possible. So best is to start programming early. Watch these free videos for these particular programs so that they help you in your practical exam, and take the course on my website for the entire knowledge of C, to be a master in C programming. All the algorithms, all the programs that we've done in C are equally applicable in Java, VB, Python. So when you move to those higher languages, you are just changing the syntax. The concepts remain the same. Are you clear? Hope to see you then. Wish you all the best. Do well. Study hard. Make your parents, your teachers, and most importantly, make yourself proud of your whole effort. All the best. Do well.